Hello and happy Sunday. This is Kelly with IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, and today is Sunday, July the 23rd. We are still here at Casey Kitchen Center, thank goodness, but I'm just going to go ahead and say I've given up on the Mevo camera. So we will be doing the phone here for a while, and that is okay because I only used my phone for years and we will be fine. I do need the first couple of people that hop in, though, to let me know. I grabbed one of my old microphones from home, and I'm hoping to be able to use it and that it will muffle the noise from the air conditioner over here and that we will not have to turn it off because it is stinking hot in here. Yeah, I forgot to come turn the air on before I left this morning. But anyway, hello and happy Sunday, everybody. I am Kelly. This is IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. This is chat number 327, and it is titled How to Eat in Tricky Situations. And it's a tricky situation today because it is toasty in Knoxville. It is very toasty here. But hello, everybody. Can't wait for someone to say hello. So that oh, great, Catherine is first. So hello, Catherine from Lowell, North Carolina. But hello and welcome everyone. Hello, Sylvia. Oh, Sylvia is here. She's not at a baseball game or a softball game. And Sylvia says, so glad I could make it today, and she can hear me fine. And hello, Mary Ann from Pennsylvania. So Sylvia, here's the thing, and you can be an unbiased opinion. And hello, Sandra from Dingman's Ferry. Here in the new showroom, the air conditioner is obnoxiously loud, but I forgot to come turn the air on before I got here this afternoon to get the chat ready. And it was so hot and so humid in here in the showroom, which some of you all would laugh because it was only like 75, but that's too hot for me. That I used one of my old microphones to try and not have to turn the air down. But anyway, so y'all let me know how that sounds. If I need to turn the air down, I am okay. I'll be fine. Just let me know and I'll go turn it off like we did last week. But hello, Karen from Michigan. Hello, Vicky. Also, if you're brand new, please let us know because we would love to welcome you and we would love to explain what the heck is going on here while I'm talking about air conditioners. And hello, Sarah. It's good to see you. And, you know, while we're here in an unfinished kitchen. Also, if anyone would like to call Josh, and hello, Myrna, it's good to see you. If anybody would like to call Josh and tell him to get over here and finish this for me, his number is 865. Just kidding. I'm not going to have you call Josh. Hello, Elaine. Good to see you. I would love to have this showroom finished, though. That would be fantastic. I know he has people who have actual kitchens that need to be finished, but come on. We need some work done. Okay. Hello, Trish from California. It's good to see you. Hello, Lynn. Everybody that was at Gwen's meeting on Thursday night, I missed you all, but we had to go look at a camper. So, yeah. Fingers crossed this is going to work out. And when Orlando Debbie gets on here, she will be excited to know that we are looking at campers again. Don't know if that means anything for her, but anyway. Anywho. Okay. Today is Sunday, July the 23rd, and hello, Annette. And again, let us know if you're new. Please shout out if you're watching this later on YouTube. That's just youtube.com. Search If You Have an Egg. Go ahead and say hi and hello because I would love to greet you over there also. But new people, let us know. We're very nice here. Everybody's very nice and very welcoming, and we would love to say hello to you. The blog that you can go and get all of these notes on, all of our old chats are already there. We have, let's see, this is chat number 327. So that means you have 326. Hello, Linda. You have 320, and hello, Corrine from Canada. You have 326 other chats that you can go back and print for free if you need to. And there are also a lot of recipes and things on there also. And hello, Mindy. Good to see you. I will start by saying, I don't have a lot of news for tonight. And hello, Melissa. I don't have a lot of news for tonight because we have to get the second half of the chat started. And hello, Tag, and hello, Carol Lou. I'm going to say a few more highs and hellos. And hello, Barbara. I haven't seen you forever. It's good to see you. But we're going to get the second half of the chat started before we start the first half of the chat. So the only bit of news that I have is, first thing is, thank you very much, Marlene, for sending stars during our live last night. Hello, Mary from Pittsburgh, but thank you for sending some stars, Marlene. Thank you for sending stars during the live last night. My goal is to raise 5,000 stars, and you might be able to see that down there. Hello, Sandra from Naperville. I think if I can get to 5,000, I think that's going to pay for a couple of the things that that I've purchased here to be able to bring you all some, some free fun stuff, hopefully. And thank you very much, Carol Lou. And this is called, it's called I Applied Some More Powder After Karen and I Got Soaking Wet Again. And again, the hair's going to be up until it's not 92 degrees outside with a, 100% humidity. And hello, Lisa from Arkansas. I'm going to ask again real quick before I get started on this second part. Well, first of it, again, thank you, Marlene, very much for the stars. If anybody else wants to help with the stars, I think you can find that link down at the bottom. I can't see it, so I can't see. I can just get the stars, but I can't see the link. But I think it is down there at the bottom, and you can send them after the live too, and I appreciate it very, very much. It just helps to, you know, fund some of these things that we do for you all. And thank you, Sandra. I know I love these earrings too. So that is a little bit of news for today. Then next, after I've reached a couple of more people, we are going to get the second half of the chat started. And I will say, we're skipping a lot of the news. We're skipping doing the news section this week because we've got another walk-off. It's a walk-off. It is a walk-off. Okay, and if you've never seen Zoolander, don't shame me too much, okay, when you realize what that movie is. If you have seen Zoolander, you are giggling right now and imagining David Bowie getting Owen Wilson and Ben Stiller ready to sashay badly down a fake runway. But I digress. So in preparation for the second half of tonight's chat, we are going to take just a second to get the air fryer ready and the Instant Pot going. Don't ask any questions. Do not ask me what we're doing in the second half yet. Everything will be revealed in the second half. So Barbara, I normally just give a little bit of news and reviews at the beginning, and if you were here, you would know that. Normally at the beginning of the chat, I'll just give some news, like if I have any new Weight Watchers news or any news about like a recall on something or whatever, we'll have that kind of news. So we're gonna skip doing anything like that and get the air fryer and the Instant Pot ready, but I'm gonna ask one more time, is this microphone working, or can you all still hear the air conditioner? Because I definitely want to go turn it off if you all can still hear it, if it's still annoying in the background. Okay, because I'm getting ready to get some more noise, and hello Cece, I'm getting ready to get some more noise going. So in preparation for the second half, we're going to prep 2 potatoes, and I will let you all see what I'm doing, but we're not on the second half yet. Nobody jump ahead. All we're going to do to get these ready, and this will be done in the second half of tonight's chat. Okay, good. Thank you, Lynn, for that. We're going to poke a couple of holes in 2 potatoes, 2 already cleaned potatoes. And one of these, thank you, Sandra, one of these is going to go in the Instant Pot, and I'm just going to put that in the bottom. I'm going to put the potato, and these 2 potatoes are almost, hello Jennifer from Pennsylvania. These 2 potatoes, they're kind of small because I don't want this to take all night. And this is for the second half, so don't jump ahead. But one of these is going to go in the Instant Pot on the rack, and I'm going to add a cup of water. I'm going to close it. And I'm just telling you this because Casey will need to combine these 2 videos later. It is on seal, and we're going to do, we're going to do pressure cook, and we're going to do 25 on high for 25 minutes. And this is why we have to start this now. 25 minutes. I do not want the steam reminder. I do not want it to keep warm, and I want it to start. Okay, and at the end of that, so when that finishes beeping, then we're going to do a natural release. Okay, this potato is going to go into the air fryer, and again, we'll get to this in the second half. I just had to get them going. This is going to go in the air fryer on 390 degrees for 30 minutes. Okay, now back to me. Okay, so let's see. Caroline says, home in 2 secs, just walked in her mom's house after a night. It's now 1:08 a.m. What does that mean, after a night? After a night out? What have you been doing, Caroline? Okay, so Caroline's in Ireland, yeah, so it is early in the morning there. Okay, so we have, what we're going to do in the second half is getting ready. So we've got something going in we've got a potato going in the Instant Pot, and we've got a potato going in the air fryer for the second half. So thank you all for letting me get those going. I wanted you to see what I was doing so that it'll make more sense when we start talking in the second half. Okay, so last week was chat number 326, and I don't think I missed saying hello to anybody, but if I did, just say hello again. And Joe, Caroline's just in from a pub. Okay. Now you've got me distracted. So last week was chat number 326, and it was titled How to Make Healthy Decisions Easier. And I asked you all who spent more time this last week looking through Instant Pot videos than actually making food. But I was pointing at myself, okay? So it came in handy this week. So the time that I spent last week just flipping through, watching Instant Pot videos, it came in handy this week, and I'll explain why here in a few minutes. Last week we were talking about, how to make healthy decisions easier. And the 3 fast facts from last week, the first one, well, you know what? I just completely skipped a whole section. Hello, Jonna. Who went to an in-person workshop last week? Give me some thumbs ups for that. I'm so excited about our test this week that I just skipped an entire section. So give me a thumbs up if you went to an in-person workshop last week, or if you attended a Zoom workshop. And then give me some hearts if you were here with us live last week, or if you watched last week's later on demand. Awesome. Ooh, Sarah had a good weigh-in. Fantastic. Yep. Mary is thumbs up. Oh, and I missed somebody. Ooh, and Caroline said there's a festival this week. That sounds exciting. That sounds very exciting. Oop, and let's see, Mary and Sandra are all hearts, and Lynn is hearts and thumbs ups. Okay, bravo everyone, and there's Hattie. Bravo everyone for attending last week. And and Beth went to an in-person and was here last week. Fantastic. So bravo stickers everybody for that. So good job everybody for continuing this during the summer, when a lot of our schedules are, kind of messed up. But last week in chat number 326, we were talking about, just some ways to make some healthier decisions, because again, sometimes during the summer, when everything's all, and Melissa, I know you were at an in-person workshop. I know, because I saw you. But sometimes it's easier to make a healthy decision when it's, you're kind of cool and calm, just at peace, instead of waiting until that time. So last week I asked you to, first thing was one of the Weight Watchers fast facts. One of them I renamed Mind Your Mouth. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on a second. Caroline says, sorry, Kelly, a night out means out in a pub. That's totally fine. That's not necessarily what it means here. It could mean a whole lot of things. Aloha, Kathy. But one of the things I asked you to do was to mind your mouth. And minding your mouth just meant that just because you say that you're going to do something doesn't mean that you're actually going to follow through with it. The second fast fact was that planning makes perfect, or at least makes better, okay? So it might not be perfect, but planning the details ahead of time significantly increases your chances that you're actually going to do whatever the thing is. And then last week we talked about doing if this, then that. We personally did a lot of if this, then thating last week, okay? I mean, like a lot of it. And I don't think it was just because of the chat, but I actually had a name to put to it instead of just, we're getting ready to on the Instant Pot. I don't know, that just excites me every time the little red thing goes, whoop, the little button pops up. But we did a lot of if thising, then that this last week. And that was your homework for this last week. It was hashtag if this, then that. And what I meant was, I wanted you to find some times that you said, okay, if this is going to happen, or if we're going to do this, or if this did happen, then that's going to happen, or that did happen, or, this is what we're going to do. So Orlando Debbie, she chimed right in, and I happen to know Orlando Debbie. We're good friends, and we've been down there several times to see her. And I know her homework to be a fact. She said, if I'm going to go out to eat, which she doesn't eat out a lot, but she said if I'm going to go out to eat, then I'm going to use 0 point foods for my other 2 meals. So bravo, Debbie. I know that to be true of you. We just found out as a family. We just found out that our favorite son-in-law, Alan, is pre-diabetic. So. Okay, we're cooking in one of these, but we just found out that our favorite son-in-law, Alan, is pre-diabetic, and his doctor has asked him to try a few things rather than put him straight on, some kind of strong medication. He is on one of the pills by mouth, but anyway, he's got him trying some things with diet and exercise and things like that. So this week has been if Kelly, John, and Casey are going to support our favorite son-in-law, Alan, with his new doctor's orders, then we're all going to eat a heck of a lot more veggies. Okay. Oh, Carol Lou, thank you. Carol Lou just sent stars. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Carol Lou. That was so sweet of you. So if you're going to send stars, that's the way to do it. Then that's the way to do it. Thank you so much, Carol Lou. I sincerely do appreciate that. You don't even know how much. And John does too. Yeah, because I spend a lot of this. Anyway, a lot of money on all this. But so if we're going to support our favorite son-in-law, then as a family, we're going to have to eat a whole lot more veggies. Okay, see how that works? So bravo to our family. And then friend Chris at our in-person workshop didn't even realize that she was doing her homework, but I know that she says this every single week. So I know this, and I know that if she had known just to name it as her homework, she would have. But even though Chris didn't realize that she was doing her homework, I know this one if she is going to walk when it's hot, and she's not a big fan of walking, period, and especially not when it's this hot. But if she's going to walk when it's hot, then she's going to walk in her pool, okay? So she didn't just ditch the idea of getting some exercise. She figured it out. If she's going to walk when it's this hot, then she's going to walk when she's going to walk in her pool. So bravo to everyone who got their homework done. Congratulations, everybody. You all are rocking it this summer. This week we're going to talk about eating in tricky situations, like how to eat in a tricky situation. I don't know about you, but sometimes just being awake constitutes a tricky situation. Anybody with me? If you're awake, it's tricky. It could be tricky. Okay, seriously though, if you've ever gotten to noon and realized, I'm already out of points for the day. Oh my gosh, it's 12 o'clock. I'm already out of points for the day. Then you know what I mean. Tricky might mean something different even on a given day. So think about things like you ran out of points. Oh, and Marlene just sent 100 stars. Thank you, Marlene. You all are so sweet. Thank you so much for that. Yay. I might meet that goal after all, but thank you all. That was so awesome. I don't know, and the stars distract me because they're so cool on my side. I don't know if they do the same thing for you all, but they're like, shoo. It's just like literally glitter and stuff, on my end. But tricky might mean something different, on a different day, on any given day. And it might mean like, again, running out of points before you've run out of day. It might mean something like you got hungry in between a planned meal, like you planned that you're going to have, these meals, and just all of a sudden you're hungry, or even worse, is hangry. Or it might mean that you went off track and you need to reset, or you're at a restaurant and there's too many options, and so tricky situations can just go on and on and on, and we're talking about things like that today. So the first fast fact from Weight Watchers this week is, and y'all know I rename these, right? So don't complain. I don't work for them. They don't pay me. So I can call them whatever I want to. But I do love their fast facts, so I love to mirror them. The first one I'm going to call Write Yourself a Love Letter. Okay, it's really more of a love list, but research does prove that incorporating the foods that you already love can help eating healthy be more enjoyable. So we all want this to be more enjoyable, correct? Am I correct? Why not make a quick list of your faves and put it somewhere that you'll see it often, like on your refrigerator, or sometimes I'll carry a list in my purse if I need some quick ideas, for eating out or something like that. And then when that noon time point, oh no, it's noon and I've already run out of points, tricky situation happens, you'll be ready to go because you'll already have a list you can grab. You've already written yourself a love list. The second fast fact I called Lean on Me. This is a fact, okay? Weight Watchers says so. And if they say it's a fact, then it's a fact. So leaning on those lower or no point foods that you just wrote down. So anything that you just wrote down, if you wrote down things like, and I'm just going to make a quick list here, if you wrote down things like, cucumbers, because right now our garden is overflowing with them. Cucumbers or tomatoes. This weekend was the Granger County Tomato Festival. I don't know if you knew that or not. Corn, a 0 point food. I can make an awful lot of things with corn. Beans, thank goodness beans are on that list, and on and on and on. So if you make a list like that and lean on it, the fast fact is that leaning on those lower or no point go-to foods that you just wrote down, it unlocks your opportunities to enjoy higher point foods. So if I were to make something out of cucumbers, tomatoes, corn, and beans, then guess what? It unlocks an opportunity for me to have a higher point food later in the day or later in the week, if I need to or if I choose to. Already having your list together. So remember, number one, writing yourself a love list. If you already have your list together, and better yet, if you already have some things from that list in your pantry or in your refrigerator, or like I have them sitting here. Can y'all see that? I've got tomatoes, I've got fresh corn, I've got cucumbers, I've got one squash, one zucchini squash, and one yellow squash. So if you've got that list made, and better yet, if you have those things available, it kind of gives you a third leg to stand on in a tricky with a tricky situation with a higher point food. And we all know that a triangle is stronger than that 3 point system. So having that third leg to stand on, a triangle is stronger than just trying to stand on your own 2 legs. Okay, we all know that. That is an actual fact. Okay, and then this last fact from Weight Watchers, I called it knowledge is power, and we've talked about knowledge being power before. When you identify things and you identify them ahead of time and you have that knowledge, knowing which ones are your go-to foods, knowing which ones are better for you, knowing which ones to have on hand, and knowing which ones you do have on hand and have easy access to, it keeps you from having to make a tough decision during those challenging situations. So, quick example, since this diagnosis for Alan is still so new to us, I asked him to make a list or to choose from a list during a non-stressful, like it wasn't in the heat of the moment, like I wasn't going, dinner's in 1 hour, make me a list, tell me what you want to eat. During a very calm, cool, and collected time, I said, hey, Alan, actually I texted it to him because he prefers to text than to talk, but I texted him a list of foods, and I said, hey, pick from this list of foods, and I made a list because my mother was diabetic, my grandfather, her dad was diabetic, John's father was diabetic. It was super easy, and because of this, it was super easy for me to calmly make him a list, give him a little knowledge, which is going to give him power, and make that list and let him pick which foods he likes and which foods he doesn't like. It was easier for him to remove the foods from my list that he doesn't like. I'm okay with that. So I now have a love list for Alan, and I made a list of lower carb, not no carb, because his brain immediately went to no carb foods, but I made a list of lower carb, better nutritional value, because just because it's low carb doesn't mean it's good nutritional value, easy for all of us to eat. I made a list of those kind of items, and so now I have Alan's love list for Saturday night dinners, because we spend the night with them almost every single sleep. It's a long story. If you haven't been here, if you've never been here, if you're brand new, we camp in a camper in our son and daughter-in-law's backyard, okay, where the grandchildren are. It's a whole nother story for another time. But we have a slumby party, a sleepover, a camp out at their house every Saturday night. And now, because we made this decision during a cool and calm time, dinner on Saturday night was so easy. We've already decided what's going to be for dinner next Saturday night. We're all going to get lots of good for us foods. We're all going to get lower carb but not no carb foods, and we're all going to get lots of yummy fruits and vegetables. This week it was shish kebabs, and it was so much fun. And then Alyssa lined all of our camping chairs up on their porch and waited until the fireflies came out so that we could see a fireworks show. So that was her fireworks show. So doing it that way, doing it while you're calm, don't wait until you're stressed out. Be calm, pick a nice calm time this week. Yeah, Sarah. Thank you, Sarah. Sarah says, OMG, you're a grandmother? Yes, Sarah, I am. Yes, I have a 5-year-old granddaughter and a almost 2-year-old granddaughter. And no, I was not 14 when their mother was born. No, I am 56. Anywho, thank you, Sarah. I really appreciate that. But see, if you eat lots of vegetables, then you can look like this too. I'm kidding. If you could see me up close, you would see all the grandma lines. Okay. But anyway, sometime when it's calm, cool, and collected this week, do your homework. And your homework is hashtag my love list. So it's hashtag MYLOVELIST, my love list. Or maybe it's a love list for somebody else, like I made a love list for Alan this week, during a cool and calm time, because I want you to have it, and then I want you to have it where you can find it during those tricky times. The fact that I texted it to him and I have saved that text message now, and hello, John from home base, super duper really late. Yeah, you're really late. So we already talked about the fact that we're looking at campers. So John has been at home looking at campers on that new Wi-Fi that I got for him last week rather than joining us. But anyway, so that's your homework, is hashtag my love list. Again, Alan's love list was really easy. Thank you, Lynn, for posting that. It was really easy for us to make because he just eliminated the things that he's not going to eat. And believe it or not, okay, shocker, he left tofu on the list. I put that one in as a joke, but he said as long as I can make it like my mother used to make it, that tofu can stay on the list. What? What is up with that? Anyway, so tofu is on the list, but it has already made it easier We all had more vegetables Sunday or Saturday night and this morning because we used our leftover shish kebab vegetables from the shish kebabs with some scrambled eggs this morning. We all consumed more vegetables last night and this morning than we've probably consumed all week. Okay, so hashtag my love list. Make that list while you're cool and calm. Maybe it's a list for yourself. Maybe it's a list for your loved one, like we've done for Alan. But I'm telling you, made it super easy for dinner Saturday night. No fighting, no arguing. We already knew what we were going to do. And yeah, Jonas says that baked tofu rocks. Yeah, awesome. I'm so happy that you love it. And we've already got next Saturday's menu planned. Ta-da! So how much easier could that be? So hashtag my love list, MYLOVELIST. Okay, everybody make one. Make it for yourself or make it for a loved one, and do your homework, do your homework, do your homework. Okay. Whew. Now, we have another, in case you didn't guess it from the beginning, and thank you all for not micro-focusing on that, we have another Instant Pot versus Air Fryer challenge going for the second half. I know that I stopped a little bit early, and thank you, Sandra, it is time for some water. I stopped just a few minutes early for the second half of tonight's chat. Because it was a sweltering today, and I need a little extra water, so thank you, Sandra, for reminding me about that. And I want to jump right in on what we have going on over here. Okay, and let me show you all real quick. 13 minutes, 13 minutes. So right now, the cooking time is neck and neck, okay? And Carol Lou says, you just want us to list the foods we like or what we were planning on eating that we like this week. No, I want you to make a love list, and it doesn't have to be long, but I want you to make a list of low or 0 point foods that you like and post them, take a picture of them, take a picture of something you've made, just so that you can keep it handy, so that if you have one of those times when you're like, dang it, I already ran out of points, or uh-oh, I'm at a restaurant and I can't make a choice. What am I going to eat when I get home? Something like that you'll already have your list. And Carol, I know you've already got an awesome list, so it should take you 2 seconds to do your homework. And Caroline says, hope this clears the confusion. A pub in Ireland is a bar in the U.S. Yeah, we know that. Caroline, I know what a pub is. I've been to UK. Let's see. I've been to UK. I've been to Italy. We don't call them pubs in Italy. Germany, Austria. Yeah, honey. It's okay, Carol Lou. We will take it. And seriously, we will take your list, because I promise you there will be things on there that people will be like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. There's always something I forget. Like Sylvia. Is Sylvia still here? If you're still here, I need you to shout out. Okay, so everybody go ahead and get your drink of water. Mine is funny colored water today, and I was so hot that I sort of froze part of a sports drink that Alyssa and I love, and then I added some sliced cucumbers, because we're getting between 5 and 11 cucumbers out of the garden almost every day, and I'm not ready for pickles yet, so I've been trying to find other things to do with them. So everybody get your drink of water real quick. Hey Orlando Debbie, we've been talking about you. Actually, your name's been mentioned, I don't know, probably 5 times, so you might want to go back and watch the first part of this, because we've been talking about you a lot. But hello and happy Sunday to you. But everybody grab you a drink of water. Okay, let me go ahead and get my apron on. So I had so much fun last week. Okay, I'm sorry, Sylvia. Okay, so Sylvia, what is the brand of refried beans that I buy now? I know what it is. And yeah, Debbie, that was nothing bad. And Susie says, I wish I could have gone with you, Caroline. Okay, so Sylvia, what is the brand of refried beans that I buy and keep in my pantry now? And this will make sense in a second when she, okay, Rosarita. So Sylvia, during one of the chats, we were talking about refried beans. We were talking about, the fact that if they're fat free, that they're 0 points, whatever. So we were talking about that, and Sylvia was like, oh my gosh, this brand of refried beans is the best. This is the one that you have to keep. So Carol Lou, make that long list, and if you can be brand specific, that would be fantastic. Like right now, I know on Casey and Alan's list, if I could get them to make one, they're not going to, but if I could get them to make one on their list right now, is every single one of those tuna packs, the flavored tuna packs. Like, well, hold on, I'll show you. I'm not trying to get away from the Instant Pot, but I promise you that every single one of these, every single one of those is on their list, okay? So if they were to make a love list, they would put every single one of these on there, okay? And then, did I just strike this across that? Okay. Low carb tortillas would be on their list. So I keep that those refried beans on my list just because. Hey, Sherry. Oops, Sherry got lost and she's here. Hey, Sherry, it's good to see you. But anyway, that's what I want you to put on that list. Okay, so last week we had so much fun with the Instant Pot versus the air fryer challenge that I decided to have another challenge this week. This week, what we are testing is potatoes. So I know those of you who were here at the very beginning when Caroline, it's okay. It's okay. Yes, your head is rattled from the beard. It is. But this week we were trying out baked potatoes. I had so much fun with the hard-boiled eggs last week that I was like, you know what? We just got a bunch of potatoes in the garden, so I'm going to try baked potatoes. I love baked potatoes in the air fryer. So the battle continues this week, head-to-head. You know, it's head-to-head. So they're literally neck and neck, like they're running 8 minutes and 8 minutes. And Vicki, the refried beans are fat-free. So Sylvia, I'm not asking you just like to take over the chat, but you can. If you would explain to everybody what those beans are and that they're 0 points and that they're fat-free, that would be fantastic while I chat about the Instant Pot and the air fryer. But last week I had so much fun with the hard-boiled eggs. The air fryer won last week, but I have been asked to do a rematch sometime this week with the times tweaked on the Instant Pot, and I will do that very soon because I've been told that if I will tweak the times on the Instant Pot that it might win in a rematch. So we'll have a rematch later this week. I'm sorry, Dusty's decided to start crying. So we'll have a rematch later sometime this week. Okay, but for now, the battle continues, this time with a baked potato. I don't know about you, but I stopped baking my potatoes in my oven a long time ago because it took hours. It heated up the kitchen. I mean, and when it's this hot outside, who wants to turn their oven on, you know, for over an hour to try and bake some potatoes? And then I tried microwaving. Sometimes they turn out great. Sometimes they're terrible. You just never know. And when they're great, but when they're terrible, they're like chewy and rubbery and hard to, you know, they're just not fluffy. And then I switched to doing them in my air fryer, and they came out perfect every time. Love them. So we're going to do, oh my gosh, yeah, Debbie, you're right. Debbie says the oven is for storage and nothing else. That's kind of what that's kind of where I'm at. I only use it when Alyssa wants to make like brownies or cinnamon rolls or something like that. And honestly, I could probably switch her to the air fryer anyway. Okay, so this is another head-to-head, neck-to-neck battle brewing between our air fryer lovers and our Instant Pot go-toers to find the fluffiest, best, and easiest baked potato. Okay, who's gonna win tonight's battle? So I need to know who thinks that cooking a baked potato in the air fryer is the best option. Give me a thumbs up. And who thinks that cooking them in the Instant Pot is the better choice? So give me a heart for that. So it's thumbs ups if you think the Instant Pot is the best way to go baking a potato, and give me a heart if you think that it is going to be the Instant Pot. Okay, so we're gonna know here in just a little bit. So Lynn is a thumbs up. So we got 5 minutes before they stop cooking, and then we have to give the Instant Pot 10 minutes after that. So, okay. Ooh, Melissa says a heart. Melissa. Sherry's a heart. Sandra is thumbs up. This is going to be an interesting debate. Okay, so I think right now, and I'm not counting I am counting now. 1, 2, 3, 4. So far, we have 4 and Yeah, okay, so right now, what do you think? Thumbs ups. Right now, the air fryer is winning, I think. Hold on, let me go back and count these real quick. Yeah, so right now, more of you think that the air fryer is going to win than think that the Instant Pot is going to win. Okay, so let me give you a little bit of information. First thing is, first on the Instant Pot. Okay, so Instant Pot. Amy and Jackie over on pressurecookerrecipes.com, they've already done all the hard work for us. Okay, yeah, and Debbie says it depends on if you want the skins crispy or not. Yeah, okay, so that's going to be one of the things that I put in my list, okay? Susie just asked that question, so I don't know. We're going to have to find out. I've never made one in an Instant Pot. Okay, so Amy and Jackie over on pressurecookerrecipes.com, again, they did all the hard work for us, and they measured, weighed, and then tested 8 different russet potatoes to see what they consider to be the best time, and this is with an Instant Pot. So the best time, temperature, and the release time for a fluffy and delicious potato. They say every single time. You will have to go to pressurecookerrecipes.com, and I've got that link ready to be posted when this chat gets posted here in a couple of days. But pressurecookerrecipes.com, Amy and Jackie, these are their pro tips. Okay, number 1, they said always poke the potato with a fork several times first to keep it from exploding in your Instant Pot. Okay, I think that's pretty smart. The second thing is add a cup of water. Always add a cup of water, or add liquid to that inner compartment of your Instant Pot. Remember, don't ever accidentally have the innards out and put the liquid in. Always make sure that inside pot is in there. And it always needs liquid, and I think I'm right on that. Am I correct, Debbie? Because Debbie has used an Instant Pot way more times than I have. They said to always use the trivet. If you saw me put that little metal thing in there, the trivet or a basket or something to keep the potato up off the bottom, they said always use a trivet to keep the potatoes off the bottom. They also said if you're cooking multiple potatoes at one time, that you need to be aware that the time for it to come up to pressure is going to take longer, and that will also adjust your cooking time. Actually, what they said was if it takes longer to come up to pressure, that it's going to make your cooking time lower. I don't have any experience with that. Okay, and Debbie says yes, if you're using the pressure cooking mode, you do need to put some kind of liquid in there. Okay, so again, we're all learning together. Thank you for that bit of information. And they have posted a handy dandy chart that I will post in this, Casey will post in this blog post for me. Or you can go over, after we're done, you can go over to pressurecookerrecipes.com and find us if you looked under the baked potatoes in the Instant Pot. But the handy dandy chart below, this is what they found in all of these tests, and I think it was 8 different tests. First thing they did is they took these were russet potatoes, okay? These were just russet potatoes, not Yukon Gold, so they wanted to keep them all the same. They took each one of the potatoes and they measured them, they measured the diameter, so they measured their girth, like measured them around, and then they weighed them. And so what they came up with was using 1 cup of water in the Instant Pot and doing pressure cooking. If it was a 7.5-inch potato, so a smaller potato, poke it with a fork, high pressure for 28 minutes. I only did 25 because mine was even smaller than their smallest potato. So high pressure for 28 minutes and then a natural release for 10 minutes. If it was an 8-inch potato, high pressure for 31 minutes, natural release for 10 minutes. If it was an 8.5-inch potato, high pressure for 34 minutes, natural release for 10 minutes. It's a lot of information, people. Oh, hold on. Okay, the air fryer, let me just show you here. Okay, the air fryer is done. The Instant Pot is done. Okay, the air fryer, because it's going through a cool down series. I don't need to do anything else to the air fryer until I take the potato out. Okay, I can just leave the air fryer alone. It is definitely a set it and forget it. So the air fryer's off now. Okay, it has cooled itself. It's cooled down. It's not cool. Do not touch this potato. Okay, but it's gone through cool down mode. So there's nothing I need to do for the air fryer. Okay, so that's already a check mark because you can set it and forget it. I do have to remember when 10 minutes has been so that I can take if this is on manual release right now, So now we're going to see if my watch will do this. Hey Siri, set a timer for 10 minutes. Okay, so Siri's got 10 minutes going. So that's already one check mark in the air fryer's favor. Just saying, it's one check mark in the air fryer's favor because it has cooled itself down now. It has stopped cooking, and I literally don't have to come back until I'm ready, okay? So it's already got one check mark in its favor. Other than that, both of them cooked. Both of them cooked for 25 minutes, 30 minutes? I don't remember what I said it, 25 minutes. So both of them cooked for 25 minutes. Now we're waiting on the Instant Pot to naturally release the pressure for 10 minutes, and then we can release the rest of the pressure. Okay, so 9-inch potato, high pressure for 37 minutes, natural release for 10. 10-inch potato, high pressure for 43 minutes, natural release for 10. 10.5-inch potato, high pressure for 46, natural release 10. 11-inch potato, high pressure for 49, natural release for 10. So y'all get the hint. In the Instant Pot, the bigger the potato, the longer you need to let it cook. But again, remember, one of their pro tips was if you're going to cook multiple potatoes at the same time, just keep in mind that it's going to take it longer to come up to pressure. So on the Instant Pot, when I put this in there, when it was over here, when the little screen showed that it was warming and it was trying to come up to pressure, if you're doing multiple potatoes at the same time, that's going to take longer. So their pro tip is just keep that in mind, because then you will have to adjust. You may need to adjust your cooking time. And they said it would actually go down. So I'll experiment with that. And Melissa, I don't know. We're going to find out here in a few minutes. Okay. So I got to say, the cucumber water, excellent. Okay. So those were their pro tips. Okay. Next up is my Simple Living Products air fryer. You can use whatever range you want to. I happen to have 4 of those because that is my preferred brand. Okay, in the air fryer, and Marianne, that was a perfect segue into this. So Marianne said, what temperature in the air fryer? So thank you, Marianne, for asking that question so that I could answer it. Okay, while I did not go to the extent that they went to in testing all of the, sizes of potatoes and times, and all that kind of stuff, I didn't go through weighing and measuring and all of that. Oh no, Trish said, oh no, it's too bad you're doing this today because she just sold her Instant Pot because she didn't use it. And she's actually learned something today. Well, if you go to a friend's house and they want to make potatoes and they have an Instant Pot, y'all can use this, okay? But even though I didn't go to the extent that they did to find all of these, different sizes of potatoes, whatever, I have cooked dozens of potatoes in the air fryer. I've done russet potatoes. I've done Yukon Gold potatoes. I've done this is Yukon Gold. That's from the garden. So that's Yukon Gold. Russet potatoes are the ones you would see like in a restaurant that have the thick brown skin on them. It's what you think of. It's what you think of when you think of a baked potato when you go to a restaurant. I've done it with small new potatoes. Melissa's has a variety bag of potatoes that you can get that has different colors in it, but they're usually small or like fingerlings or things like that. Sweet potatoes. So I've used a bunch of different kinds of potatoes over the last few years. I've done dozens of them since I've had my air fryer, and these are my pro tips. And I will answer the question. Actually, I'll go ahead and answer Marianne's question. So Marianne's question. Wait, hold on a second. Sarah is moving and wasn't sure if she was going to keep hers, but she has decided it's for her with her air fryer too. Okay, awesome. Very good. Okay. So, first thing, Marianne asked what the time and temperature was. I did 300 and... Hold on a minute. Okay, well, the temperature is always 390. So I always do 390 for a baked potato unless it's Annette, perfect segue. Okay, y'all are on it tonight. Somehow you know what I'm getting ready to say. Okay, I use 390 always for regular potatoes, for not sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes, I lower the temperature just a little bit and I shorten the cooking time. So on a sweet potato, I would do more like 360, and then I don't do quite as long. I check them quicker because they cook a lot faster. So that was a great question, Annette. Thank you very much. But Marianne wanted to know for tonight's experiment what I was doing. So for tonight's experiment, I did, because it's a regular Yukon Gold potato, they were small because I didn't need this to take 6 hours, you know, for them to cook, and they weren't going to in an Instant Pot or an air fryer. But I did 390 degrees for 30 minutes. That's what I did tonight. So my pro tips though are always wash and scrub your spuds first, okay? Always. So don't just assume they're clean. I've seen what people do when they touch produce in the grocery store, and yeah, don't assume they're clean. So wash them, scrub them. I mean, these were pretty easy to clean because they're just, you know, they're Yukon Golds out of our garden, so they were pretty easy to get clean. Russets, sometimes I will take a scrub brush and scrub them. But always, so that's pro tip number 1 for me, always wash or scrub your spuds first. Pro tip number 2 for me, the poking rule still rules, okay? That still rules. You have to poke it multiple times with a fork. And just do the fork because you just want some little steam vents. You don't want to slice in it yet because you want to try and keep some of the steam and moisture in there, but not so much that it explodes, okay? So that's pro tip number 2. Pro tip number 3 for me is in an air fryer, I'm going to say don't mix large and small, okay? That's my pro tip, that's pro tip number 3 for me, is don't mix. Let's see, Sarah wants to know if the sweet potatoes and yams are the same. I think they're different. And I'm sorry, Carol Lou wants to know, when growing potatoes, do they take a lot of room? You can grow them in a bag. So Carol Lou, if you've never seen a potato grow bag before, go on like Gardener's, I think it's gardenersupply.com, or just type in potato grow bag, and you can literally grow them in a bag. And then when you're ready to harvest them, you just take the whole thing out, ta-da, and you have potatoes. No digging required. Okay, so don't mix. Pro tip number 3 for me is don't mix large and very small. You know, try to keep them the same size. So like, you know, these two would be fine. This one's a little bit bigger than this one. That would be fine. But don't mix very large and very small unless you plan on taking the look very small out earlier and then letting the very large cook. This is going to take a heck of a lot longer than this is to cook. Okay, and then pro tip number 4 for me okay, Susie wants to know, what do I use to clean my potatoes? My hands, most of the time. Usually just hot water. Sometimes I'll use a tiny bit of Blue Dawn dish detergent if I'm not going to eat the outside of the skin, even if you are. And thank you, Debbie, for answering the yam and sweet potato question for me. But my hands, a lot of times, like a little nail scrub brush, you can use one of those. Sometimes I'll use just a little bit of Blue Dawn dish detergent, again, if I'm not going to eat the skin, but really Blue Dawn kind of rinses off very clean. Or places like Trader Joe and Aldi, and I guess most major grocery stores do too, they have like a vegetable wash that you can spray on there. I'm more interested in getting the dirt off of the potatoes. The dirt and any yuck that might have been in that garden. A lot of gardens get sprayed with things that, not only the dirty hands, and I'm not a germ freak, I just have seen people do very yucky things, you know, before they pick up produce and set it down. But you don't know what it was grown in. So I'm trying to get all that off, especially if you're going to be eating, the skin of the potato, and I do on Yukon Gold. Okay, then my next one is in the case of the air fryer, if they're not as done, okay, I'm sorry, I'm going to digress again. Susie, I'm not a germ freak, but there's just some stuff I don't need on my food, okay? Even though it's not germs, there's just some things, and I'll just stop talking. That's why I wash my bananas too. There are just some things I don't need on my fruit. Okay, in the case of the air fryer, if it's not as done as you like, you can just stick them back in for a little bit, okay? You can't really do that with the Instant Pot until after you let the pressure come down, right? So I'm thinking that if this is not cooked like I want it to be, that I've got to start this process all over again. I'm not saying I don't like the Instant Pot. I'm just saying in the air fryer that seems a little more forgiving, but we're going to find out here in just a minute. Okay, and then my last pro tip number 5, always use tongs or something to remove the potato from whichever one, okay? I don't want to see any hands going in there. if I see somebody stick their hands in and try to grab one of these potatoes, then you will have to mandatorily go back and watch the safety chat. I do not remember what chat number that is, but there is a chat for that. So if you, okay, hold on, our 10 minutes is up. So we are going to click that from sealed to, what does it say, steam? I always forget, I can't read it, so I always forget what that thing says. Whatever the opposite of seal is, you know, that's what we're going to do. Okay, so, so Sarah noticed the air fryer was much quicker, so the air fryer's been just sitting over there waiting on me. Just doing its own thing, not worried about life, you know, but we're going to see which one makes a fluffier potato, okay? So we still have a few minutes now for this to finish. I don't know, the button's already gone back down. We may be okay. Vent, that's the other one. Thank you, Debbie. Seal and vent. Okay. So, that he is one of our ex-co-workers from years ago. We all just found out passed away. So, anyway, I think that's why this person is trying to FaceTime me. But anyway, he's thrown me completely off now. Wasn't expecting that. Somebody I haven't talked to in like 10 years. But anyway, don't want to see anybody sticking their hands in either one of these and grabbing the hot potato. That's not a fun game. Okay, don't want to see anybody doing that. So the first one we're going to try is the air fryer, because I know it's ready, because I've been doing this a long time, and I know it's ready. And if it's not, we can just pop it back in there. So I'm going to take it out. Potato. Smells like a potato. And I'm going to go ahead and use the tongs just because it's still hot, and y'all are going to laugh at the way I cut my baked potatoes. Who knows? Who knows how I cut my baked potato, okay? Oh no! Caroline's internet is coming and going. Sorry. Okay, who knows how I cut my baked potatoes? Who's been around long enough to know how I cut them before I actually do this? I'm going to let one person, if one person knows. Thank you, Lynn. Zigzag. Okay, that proves how long. Thank you, Carol. That proves how long these girls have been around. I always zigzag my baked potatoes. Don't know why. That is not a rule. That's just the way I do it. Okay, that is definitely done. I don't know if you saw how easy it zigged and zagged. Definitely done. I'm going to squeeze it. I'm going to squeeze it with the tongs. Okay, definitely done. Let me see if it's cool enough. Still a little toasty. Lots of good steam action coming out there. Okay, oh yeah, super light and fluffy. I act surprised. I cook these in the air fryer all the time. I should know. Okay, look how light and fluffy that is. So I'm going to say that the air fryer baked potato, definitely a success. I'll take just a little bite. Exactly as I would expect it to be. Okay, now let's test and see. Okay. This has released enough steam to let me be able to take this off. First little issue, it still exploded. So even with poking the holes in, I guess you all can tell that the potato exploded. Wasn't bad, it's not like all over the inside of it, but you know, it came apart. So I'm still going to cut it in a Z. I'm still going to cut it in a Z, even though there's nothing to cut in a Z, just because that's what I do. Okay. It's done. It's definitely done. Definitely done on the inside. Definitely very flaky. Smells like okay, Dusty's dying because he can smell it. And he thinks he wants it. It's food. He thinks he wants it. So let's see how this one is. Y'all hang with me. I got 5 more minutes. Okay, Caroline, honey, you need a nap. You need a nap, okay? And Sarah, it's not I wish, or here, I can't show you all the inside of this because we're on the phone. So hold on. Before anybody throws out their Instant Pot, okay, when I say exploded, look. Okay, it's clean in there. It's not exploded. And I know Dusty's like, give me food. Okay, so it's not exploded, like it's not gonna, I know, Susie. It's, you know, like there's no mess to clean up, no anything else. It just came apart. Okay, so let's try this one. I mean, it's a pretty good potato. I'll tell you, if I was gonna make potato salad, the Instant Pot one would definitely be, I think, better if I was going to cut this up, like if I was going to dice this up and make potato salad out of it. But as far as fluffiness goes, still going to pick my air fryer baked potato. I'm sure that someday, oh yeah, Susie, this would be perfect for mashed potatoes. So, because this was an experiment, and it did take so long in the Instant Pot, because this is an experiment, Caroline, it's okay, we believe you. We believe. Because this was an experiment, because this was a head-to-head test on a baked potato, I'm going to say that I'm just going to say that the air fryer won on the baked potato, in the baked potato cook-off. I'm going to say it won for being a baked potato, but yeah, y'all are right. For mashed potatoes, dude, slow down. For mashed potatoes, maybe for dicing up and using it as potato salad, you know, something like that. Yeah, because you could do quite a few in here in the Instant Pot and have them ready, because again, it is moist. It is cooked all the way, so it did what it said it was going to do. Air fryer's just fluffier. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and say air fryer has won another one. I am loving playing with this Instant Pot, and I am sure that I will find lots and lots and lots of things that I love it better for. Obviously, you can't cook liquids in the air fryer. I'm dying to try an entire chicken for Alan, because he does like to, for my son-in-law Alan, because he does like to take things like that to work, and I think that would be super fun. But I'm going to have to say, as far as a baked potato, air fryer versus Instant Pot, my trusty air fryer still wins. Okay, so, hey Tracy, you know Tracy, we've been on every week. So Tracy said, where have you been? I haven't been on in a long time. Are you saying where or how have I been? So Tracy, it is good to see you. You will have to go back and see what our head-to-head test was this week. It'll be posted here on Facebook just in a few minutes. It will go ahead and automatically post, so if you all missed anything, or if you want to go back and see it, or get any of those times or anything, temperatures and times, you can go back and you can just scroll through back on Facebook, take that little timeline back and see those. Or this will be posted on YouTube tomorrow, and again, that's just youtube.com, search If You Have an Egg. Go ahead and let that next video roll over if you're watching, because remember, there are, 326 more videos that you can let watch. And please go ahead and click that little button down there and subscribe. I would thank you so much. And again, thank you to Carol Lou. Thank you to Carol Lou and Marlene for sending stars tonight. We're eking ever closer. We're at 9% of our 5,000 stars goal. So I thank you all so much for that. You all are amazing and fantastic. That you all have a great week. And I can't wait to see what we're going to come up with next time. Yeah. So everybody have a great day. Have a great week. And I'll see you next week. Good night.